Hello there, and welcome to the Boring Universe channel. Tonight, you're invited to slow down and look gently upward. Take a slow breath in and let it fall out just as slowly. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Above you, the night sky is already waiting. When night arrives, the sky doesn't suddenly change. It simply becomes visible in a different way. The blue of day quietly fades, and depth begins to appear. Darkness isn't empty. It's what allows distance to show itself. The night sky feels deeper because your eyes stop chasing details. In daylight, everything competes for attention. At night, most things fall away. Only the brightest points remain, scattered gently overhead. Humans have been looking up at the night sky for as long as we've existed, long before cities, before clocks, before written words. The same stars hovered above quiet camps and open plains. Different people, same sky. The night sky doesn't rush, it never has. Stars rise and set so slowly that motion becomes invisible. What feels still is actually moving, just at a pace that invites rest. When you first look up at night, your eyes don't see everything at once. They adjust gradually, letting more light in. With time, faint stars appear that weren't there moments ago. They were always shining. Your vision simply needed patience. The darkness between stars is not a gap. It is space itself. Most of the night sky is made of this quiet darkness. The stars are just gentle markers within it. Even on the clearest night, you're only seeing a small portion of what's there. Countless stars remain too dim, too distant, or too spread out. The sky holds more than it shows. It always has. The night sky feels like a ceiling, but it has no roof. There is no edge above you. Distance continues long past what your eyes can reach. That sense of openness often brings calm without explanation. When people feel small under the night sky, it isn't fear, it's perspective. Worries shrink when measured against something so vast and quiet. The stars you see are not arranged for you. They are scattered naturally, without intention. Your mind creates patterns because it seeks comfort in order. That search itself is soothing. Looking up slows, breathing almost automatically. Your chest rises and falls to match the stillness above. The body responds to wide, open spaces with relaxation. Even clouds passing through the night sky move more gently than during the day. Without sunlight, their edges soften. They drift instead of racing. Stars fade behind them, then return. The night sky doesn't demand attention. It accepts it quietly. You can look for seconds or hours. It will remain unchanged. Stars appear sharper at night because the world below grows dim. Less contrast on the ground means more contrast above. Your vision lifts naturally. Every culture named the night sky differently. Different stories, different meanings. Yet the stars themselves never changed. The night sky has always been a shared experience. Someone, somewhere else on Earth, is looking up right now. Not at the same stars, but under the same darkness. Even when it's cloudy, the night sky is still there. Stars continue shining behind the clouds. Light continues traveling. The sky doesn't stop just because it's hidden. Night removes color gently. Greens, reds, and blues soften into shadows. This simplicity gives the mind fewer things to process. Calm follows naturally. The sky appears closer at night, even though it isn't. Darkness removes visual landmarks, making distance harder to judge. Without reference points, everything feels nearer and farther at once. The stars don't flicker because they want to. The air between you and them shifts slowly. Light bends as it passes through. What you see is motion in the atmosphere, not in the stars. On very dark nights, the sky feels heavier, not because it presses down, but because it fills awareness completely. Looking up is one of the oldest human habits. It required no tools, no language, just curiosity and stillness. The night sky never repeats itself exactly. Clouds change, air shifts. Your position on Earth moves, yet it always feels familiar. That familiarity comes from scale. Large, slow things comfort the nervous system. The sky is the largest thing you regularly experience. When artificial lights fade, the sky becomes layered. Bright stars first, then dimmer ones. Then faint glows you can't quite focus on. Your eyes never truly stop adjusting at night. They keep searching for more detail. This gentle effort keeps the mind occupied without stress. Silence feels louder beneath stars. Without visual noise, sound seems to travel farther. Crickets, wind, distant movement, all framed by stillness. The night sky doesn't care if you understand it. You don't need names, facts, or explanations. Simply seeing it is enough. Above you, motion continues. Earth turns, stars appear to glide. Time moves forward without effort. The sky you see tonight has been seen before, and it will be seen again long after this moment passes. For now, you can rest beneath it. Let your eyes grow heavy. Let the darkness hold the space open. The night sky isn't watching you. It's simply there, quiet, patient, unchanging. And as you continue listening, it remains above you, doing exactly what it has always done. When you continue to look upward, something gentle begins to happen. The stars seem to shimmer, almost as if they are breathing. This soft flicker is one of the first things people notice in the night sky. It has been noticed for thousands of years, and it has always invited quiet attention. Stars appear to twinkle, but they are not changing themselves. The light they send is steady and calm. What changes is the air between you and them. Layer upon layer of atmosphere slowly drifts, bends, and shifts. As starlight passes through this moving air, it gently wavers, not sharply, not suddenly, just enough to create a soft, living glow. This is why stars feel alive at night. The atmosphere is never still, even on calm nights. Invisible currents move above you. Warm air rises, cool air settles. The sky quietly rearranges itself. Because stars are so far away, they appear as tiny points of light. These points are easily influenced by air movement. Their light bends slightly, then slightly again. Your eyes interpret this as twinkling. Planets, however, do not twinkle in the same way. They appear steadier. This is because planets look like small disks instead of points. Their light arrives spread out, smoothing the effect. When you see a bright light in the sky that doesn't flicker much, you are likely looking at a planet. It shines calmly, without trembling, a quiet contrast among the stars. Twinkling is more noticeable closer to the horizon. Here, starlight passes through more layers of air. More distance through atmosphere means more gentle distortion. Near the horizon, stars seem more alive. High overhead, stars twinkle less. Their light travels through a thinner column of air. The path is shorter, the motion is softer. This gradual change across the sky adds depth. It gives the night a sense of layering, near, far, higher, lower. Twinkling is never synchronized. Each star flickers in its own way. This randomness is calming. There is no pattern to follow, no rhythm to keep up with. Your brain doesn't try to predict it, it simply watches. Observation without expectation becomes rest. Ancient people often believed stars were alive because of this motion. They seemed to blink, to shimmer with intention. It felt personal, even if it wasn't. In reality, the movement belongs to the air. The stars remain unchanged, steady, patient, distant beyond imagination. The atmosphere acts like a slow-moving lens, never clear, never distorted enough to break the image, just gently imperfect. This imperfection is what makes the night sky feel soft. Perfect stillness would feel artificial, too sharp, too fixed. Instead, the sky moves just enough to feel natural, like leaves in a light breeze, like reflections on quiet water. When clouds pass through starlight, twinkling pauses, stars dim, then return. The flicker resumes as if nothing happened. Your eyes naturally follow the brightest stars first. Then they wander from one flicker to another. This wandering slows thought. The act of watching twinkling requires no effort. You don't have to hold focus. Your attention drifts freely. This is why stargazing often makes people sleepy. The mind enters a passive state, alert but relaxed, present but unburdened. Twinkling also reminds you that space is not empty. Between you and the stars, something exists. Air, movement, layers of invisible activity. Yet none of this activity is loud. None of it demands reaction. It simply happens. Even turbulence high above, miles in the sky, quietly reshapes the light reaching your eyes. Storms you cannot hear influence stars you can see. Despite this journey, the light arrives gently. It survives billions of miles, only to shimmer softly at the last moment. That softness is comforting. It shows resilience without tension, motion without urgency. Each flicker lasts only a fraction of a second. Then another replaces it. Nothing is held long enough to become sharp. The stars never compete with each other. They do not flash brighter to be noticed. They simply exist, side by side. Twinkling changes slightly as the night goes on. Air cools. Currents shift. The sky subtly rearranges its texture. If you stare long enough, you may notice patterns, not real ones, just impressions forming and dissolving, the mind playing gently. This is the kind of thinking that leads towards sleep. Thoughts appear, fade, are replaced without effort. The stars continue their quiet shimmer, whether you watch or not. Their light bends. The air flows. The night remains alive in stillness. You don't need to name the stars. You don't need to understand the physics. The experience works even without explanation. Twinkling has no message, no warning, no instruction. It simply exists as part of the night. As you continue listening, the flicker above remains unchanged. Soft points of light, gently wavering, endlessly patient. And while the stars appear to move, they remain exactly where they are, shining calmly through the drifting air. As the night deepens, something subtle continues above you. The sky is not standing still. It never does. Its movement is simply too slow to demand attention. Even when everything feels motionless, the earth is turning quietly, steadily, carrying you with it through space. This rotation is constant, but you never feel it. No wind, no vibration, just gentle motion hidden inside stillness. Because the earth turns, the night sky appears to move. Stars rise from one edge of the horizon. They arc slowly overhead, and eventually they fade away on the other side. This movement is so slow that your mind treats it as rest. Nothing rushes, nothing surprises. Time stretches comfortably. If you watched a single star all night, you would notice it drifting, almost like the hand of a very patient clock, one that measures hours without sound. The stars are not circling you, you're circling with the earth. The sky simply reveals that motion in a quiet way. Because the earth turns once every day, the sky completes a full rotation each night. But the change from moment to moment is barely noticeable. Motion without urgency. This kind of slow movement calms the nervous system. Fast motion triggers alertness. Slow motion invites release. The night sky moves at the perfect pace for rest. Too slow to track, too steady to interrupt thought. As the earth turns, stars seem to rise at different angles. Some travel straight upward, others slide diagonally. Some trace wide circles near the horizon. Near the poles of the sky, certain stars barely move at all. They turn in small, gentle loops, always visible, always near the same place. These steady stars offer a sense of permanence, something fixed in a moving world, a visual anchor in the darkness. Other stars appear only briefly. They rise, they cross a portion of the sky, then they disappear again. This coming and going feels natural. Nothing stays forever. Nothing leaves suddenly. The movement of the sky has no sound, no signal, no announcement. It simply continues. Even when clouds cover the stars, the motion does not stop. The earth keeps turning. The stars keep rising and setting behind the veil. Your body responds to this unseen motion. Breathing slows, muscles loosen. The mind follows the sky's pace. The slow turning of the earth means tomorrow's sky will look almost the same as tonight's. Familiar, but slightly shifted. Comfortingly predictable. This repetition has shaped human life for thousands of years. Night after night. Rotation after rotation. The sky keeping time long before clocks existed. The rhythm of the turning earth is steady enough that it becomes background. And background motion is calming. You don't need to follow any single star. Let your eyes drift. Movement happens whether you watch or not. This is the kind of motion that doesn't ask for participation. You are allowed to rest while it continues. Even now, as you listen, the earth is rotating beneath you. Cities, oceans, forests, and deserts all moving together, silently. Above them all, the stars glide in response. A slow dance caused by your planet's turning. No effort required. The sky does not speed up at night. It stays faithful to its pace, unchanged by human schedules. This consistency brings comfort. When everything else feels uncertain, the sky keeps moving exactly as expected. There is no need to measure the motion, no need to calculate. Feeling it is enough. If you glance away and look again later, the sky will be slightly different. A star shifted, a pattern rotated, but the change will feel gentle, not disruptive, just enough to remind you that time is passing softly. The night sky teaches patience without instruction. It shows that movement doesn't have to mean stress, that change doesn't have to feel sharp. As the earth turns, your thoughts can slow to match it, circling, drifting, letting go. Nothing needs to stop for you to rest. The world keeps moving, and you are safe to relax within it. The sky continues its quiet journey above you, star by star, arc by arc, unnoticed unless you choose to notice. And as you listen, that slow motion carries on, steady, silent, and unhurried, exactly as it always has. As the stars continue their slow movement, the mind begins to notice patterns. Not because the stars are arranged that way, but because humans have always searched for familiar shapes in the dark. Long ago, people looked up and connected points of light. They imagined figures stretching across the sky, animals, people, simple shapes that made the vastness feel closer. These patterns became constellations, not written into space, but written into human memory. The stars themselves are not connected. They are separated by immense distances. Some are near, others unimaginably far away. Yet from Earth, they appear side by side. This illusion of closeness made storytelling possible. The sky became a quiet canvas, a place where meaning could rest gently. Different cultures saw different shapes in the same stars. One group saw a hunter, another saw an animal, another saw a simple tool or symbol. None were wrong. The night sky allowed all interpretations. It never corrected anyone. It simply held the lights steady. These imagined shapes helped people remember the sky. They gave reference points, markers for seasons, guides for travel. Before maps and compasses, the sky was a memory aid, a familiar arrangement that returned night after night. When you recognize a constellation, your mind relaxes. Recognition brings comfort. Even when the recognition is learned, the patterns are not permanent. They slowly shift over thousands of years. Stars drift, alignments change. But this happens so gradually that no single lifetime notices. This slow change adds to the calm. Nothing rearranges suddenly. The sky evolves at a pace beyond urgency. Constellations are easier to see on darker nights. When artificial lights fade, the sky regains its texture. More stars appear. Patterns become clearer. On bright city nights, only the strongest stars remain visible. The patterns thin out. Yet, even a few points can suggest a shape. The mind fills in what it remembers, just as it does with familiar songs or voices. Memory completes the picture. Some constellations appear only in certain seasons. They rise. They dominate the sky for weeks. Then they drift away until the next year. This arrival and departure creates a gentle cycle, a sky calendar without numbers, time measured by presence. When a familiar constellation returns, it feels like meeting an old companion, unchanged, quietly waiting. These patterns have no physical boundaries. Lines drawn between stars exist only in imagination, yet they feel real. This shows how the mind seeks order gently, not forcefully, not urgently, just enough to feel grounded. Even children naturally connect stars. It happens without instruction. The sky invites creativity without pressure. Unlike words on a page, the constellations do not demand accuracy. You can see them your way. The sky allows it. Some people stop looking for patterns altogether. They simply observe the scattered lights. Both ways are valid. Both are calming. The night sky does not insist on meaning. It offers space for it, or space without it. Constellations do not affect the stars themselves. The stars shine regardless of names or stories. They existed long before any pattern was imagined. Knowing this makes the sky feel even calmer. Nothing depends on interpretation. Nothing changes if stories fade. And yet, stories remain, passed quietly from one generation to the next, softly spoken under open skies. The stars have been guides, companions, and markers of time, but they have never hurried anyone. When you stop actively searching for shapes, the sky becomes simpler, just light and dark. No obligation to identify. This simplicity allows the mind to loosen, thoughts slow, attention softens. You can let the patterns drift away, or let them form without effort. Both lead toward rest. Above you, the stars continue shining, unconcerned with meaning, patient beyond measure. The shapes you see are temporary, the stars are not. Yet both coexist peacefully. As you listen, the constellations remain quietly in place, not as rules, but as gentle suggestions, floating calmly in the night sky. As the night sky settles into stillness, another quiet detail begins to reveal itself. Color. Soft, distant, and often unnoticed. At first glance, the night sky may seem black and white. Darkness above. Points of light scattered through it. But with time and patience, subtle colors appear. Some stars glow with a cool white light. Others lean gently toward blue. A few carry a warmer tone, soft yellow or pale orange. These colors are not imagined. They are real, even if they appear faint. Distance softens them. Darkness mutes them. But they are there. Blue-white stars tend to feel sharp and clean. Their light seems crisp, almost cold. They often stand out clearly against the dark. Warmer stars feel calmer to look at. Their glow is softer, more familiar. They blend into the night instead of piercing it. This variation in color adds depth to the sky. It prevents uniformity. Nothing feels flat or artificial. The colors you see depend on your eyes adjusting. At night, your vision becomes more sensitive to light, but less sensitive to color. This trade-off makes colors subtle rather than bold. Because of this, the night sky never overwhelms. No bright reds, no harsh contrasts. Everything stays gentle. Stars closer to the horizon often appear more orange or red. Their light travels through more air. The atmosphere filters and softens it. Cool colors fade first. High overhead, stars appear whiter or bluer. Their light passes through less atmosphere. The journey is shorter. The color remains purer. This gradual change across the sky is slow and calming. No sharp boundary. Just a smooth transition from one tone to another. Planets also carry color, though it may take a moment to notice. Some glow with a soft yellow. Others appear faintly red or pale white. These colors remain steady. They do not flicker like stars. Their calm glow feels grounded. The moon changes the sky's color as well. On moonlit nights, the darkness lightens to a deep blue or gray. Stars appear less intense. The sky feels closer. On moonless nights, the sky grows darker. Colors fade further. Depth increases. Both states are peaceful in different ways. One feels open and vast. The other feels intimate and quiet. The night sky also reflects what's below it. Desert air makes stars feel sharper. Humid air softens them. Cold nights often feel clearer. None of this requires attention. The body senses it automatically. The mind responds without thinking. Color at night does not demand interpretation. It exists quietly, just enough to add texture, not enough to distract. This restraint is what makes the night calming. Nothing shouts, nothing flashes. Everything stays within gentle limits. Even the Milky Way, when visible, appears as a faint, milky cloud. Not bright white, not dark, just softly luminous. This glow comes from countless distant stars, too many to separate, blended into one quiet presence. The sky's colors are never fixed. They change with air, light, and time, but they change slowly, always slowly. This slowness gives the eyes permission to rest. You don't need to track shifts. You don't need to focus. Simply knowing the colors are there is enough. Awareness without effort. Observation without demand. The night sky uses color sparingly, like a calm painting with limited tones. Nothing overstimulates. As you continue listening, the sky above remains gently colored. Subtle whites, soft blues, warm points of light. All of it held within darkness. All of it distant and calm. And while these colors quietly persist, your eyes can grow heavy. Your thoughts can soften. And the night sky continues glowing above you, patient and unchanged. As your eyes remain lifted, one presence often becomes impossible to ignore. The moon, not bright in the way lamps are bright, but calm, steady, and softly reflective. Moonlight does not arrive suddenly. It spreads, it settles. It changes the night without announcing itself. Unlike stars, the moon does not twinkle. Its light is smooth and even. A quiet glow that feels constant and dependable. This steadiness has a calming effect. The brain prefers gentle consistency at night. Moonlight offers exactly that. When the moon is full, the night sky feels closer. Shadows become visible. The world below gains shape again, but without the sharpness of day. Moonlight softens edges. Trees blur slightly. Buildings lose detail. Everything becomes simpler to see. This simplicity helps the mind rest. Less information reaches the eyes. Less effort is required to understand the scene. On nights when the moon is thin or absent entirely, the sky feels deeper. Stars grow stronger. Darkness expands. Both types of nights have their own calm. Moonlit nights feel protective. Moonless nights feel vast. The moon changes its shape slowly. Night after night, it grows or shrinks by a small amount. So small that it rarely feels dramatic. This gradual change creates a rhythm, a visual calendar written in light. No numbers needed, just gentle repetition. The moon's light is borrowed. It reflects sunlight back toward Earth. What reaches you has already traveled twice. Sun to moon, moon to you. Despite this journey, the light arrives softly. It never rushes. It never overwhelms. Moonlight affects shadows differently than sunlight. Shadows stretch longer. They blur at the edges. They feel less solid. This makes familiar places feel new, but not unsettling. Just slightly rearranged, like a quiet variation on something known. The moon also changes the sky's color. Dark blues become silvery. Blacks turn to deep gray. Stars fade slightly in its presence. Even when the moon dominates the sky, stars do not disappear. They simply step back, waiting. Clouds passing in front of the moon move slowly. They glow softly at the edges. Light diffuses through them. The sky feels layered. This layered effect is soothing. Foreground, background, nothing flat, nothing harsh. When the moon is low on the horizon, it appears larger. Not because it truly is, but because the mind compares it to nearby objects. This illusion has been noticed for centuries. It never needed explanation to feel calming. The moon looks closer, more present. As it rises higher, the illusion fades. The moon shrinks back to its familiar size. Distance returns. The moon keeps time quietly. Tides respond to it, not with noise, but with slow, steady movement. Oceans rise and fall because of the moon's pull. This influence is gentle, predictable, never rushed. Knowing this adds to the calm. Something so distant, affecting something so large without effort. Even when hidden behind clouds, the moon's presence is felt. The sky remains lighter, shadows remain soft. The moon does not need to be seen to work. Its influence continues quietly, out of sight, but not absent. For many people, moonlight feels familiar. It has always been there, across generations, across centuries. Long before artificial light, the moon guided nights, travel, rest, quiet observation. That memory lingers. Even now, the body responds to moonlight instinctively. Awareness softens, movements slow. The moon does not demand attention. You can look directly at it, or notice it only peripherally. Either way, it remains steady. This reliability is comforting. Nothing about the moon is urgent. Nothing about it changes suddenly. as clouds drift and stars dim slightly. The moon holds its place, a constant among subtle shifts. If you let your eyes rest on it, there is no strain, no flicker, just calm brightness. And if you look away, the moon continues shining, unconcerned, patient. Above you, the night sky adjusts itself around this quiet presence. Stars, clouds, and darkness all making room. As you continue listening, the moon remains overhead, glowing softly, changing slowly, keeping its gentle watch, while the rest of the sky moves at its own unhurried pace. As the moonlight fades or brightens, another gentle motion becomes noticeable. Clouds drifting quietly across the stars. At night, clouds move differently than they do during the day. Without sunlight, their edges soften. Their speed feels slower. They seem to float rather than travel. When clouds pass in front of stars, the light dims without disappearing completely. Stars fade, then return. Nothing feels final. This slow covering and uncovering is calming. It creates a rhythm without repetition, a pattern that never quite repeats itself. Clouds act like curtains in the sky. They open and close gradually, never snapping shut, never pulling away too quickly. Thin clouds create halos around stars and the moon. Light spreads gently through them. The sky feels wider, more layered. Thicker clouds turn the sky into a smooth surface. Details disappear, contrast softens. The night becomes simpler. Even when the stars are hidden, their presence is implied. You know they are still there, shining quietly behind the veil. This knowledge alone is comforting. Nothing has stopped. Nothing is gone. It is only out of view. Cloud movement is driven by air currents high above. These currents are invisible from the ground. Their influence is seen only through motion, gentle, steady motion. Because clouds move at different heights, they pass at different speeds. Some drift slowly, others slide more quickly, all without sound. This layered motion gives the sky depth, foreground clouds, background stars, a sense of space unfolding overhead. Your eyes follow clouds naturally. They require no focus, no effort to track, just passive watching. This passive attention encourages rest. The mind does not cling to details. It simply observes and releases. Clouds never demand meaning. They form shapes only briefly, then dissolve. Nothing to interpret, nothing to remember. At night, clouds reflect light from below. Cities create a soft glow beneath them, a reminder of distance between ground and sky. Far from cities, clouds appear darker. They blend into the night. Movement becomes more subtle. The sky feels deeper. Both scenes are quiet in different ways. One softly illuminated, the other nearly invisible. Clouds also affect temperature. They hold warmth near the ground. Nights feel softer, less sharp. Clear skies often feel cooler, crisper, more open. Both states are peaceful. When clouds break apart, stars return gradually. First, the brightest, then the dimmer ones. The sky rebuilds itself slowly. This gradual return is soothing. Nothing reappears suddenly, no abrupt change. The night sky teaches patience through clouds, waiting without expectation, observing without urgency. You do not need to stay alert to notice changes. The sky will reveal them in its own time, slowly, quietly. Even when clouds fill the entire sky, movement continues. The ceiling shifts. The night remains alive. Clouds remind you that the sky is not distant and unreachable. Some parts are close, some are far, all layered together. This closeness balances the vastness of space beyond. The sky feels both infinite and near, open yet contained. As clouds drift on, they carry no message, no warning, no instruction. They simply move, just as thoughts can move, appearing, passing, leaving no trace. You do not need to hold on to any single moment. The sky does not ask you to. It changes gently whether you watch or not. As you continue listening, clouds may pass, stars may fade, darkness may deepen, and through it all, the night sky continues its quiet rhythm, layered, slow, and unhurried, inviting your thoughts to drift just as softly. As the clouds drift on, your eyes may begin to notice what fills most of the night sky, not the stars themselves, but the darkness between them. This darkness is not emptiness, it is space, vast, quiet, and calm beyond imagination. For every point of light you see, there are enormous stretches of darkness around it. The stars are rare, the space between them is abundant. This imbalance is part of what makes the night sky feel peaceful. The mind is not overwhelmed. Light is present, but restrained. Darkness holds everything gently. The dark spaces do not feel empty, they feel open, like a deep breath held comfortably. Your eyes naturally rest in these darker areas. After noticing a star, your gaze slips back into the surrounding blackness. Rest and focus alternate without effort. Darkness at night removes edges. Without sharp outlines, objects lose urgency. The world softens. The space between stars has no texture you can see, no color, no detail. This lack of information allows the mind to slow. In daily life, the brain constantly fills in details. At night, darkness gives it permission to stop. The night sky is mostly unseen distance. Light takes time to cross it. Years, centuries, sometimes far longer. Yet this immense distance feels calm, not heavy, because nothing moves quickly across it. Everything takes its time. The dark sky does not rush light along. It allows it to drift, patiently, silently. When you look at the darkness, you are looking into depth itself. There is no surface, no wall, just continuation. This can feel grounding rather than unsettling. The mind senses scale, and in scale, personal concerns become quieter. The darkness does not change quickly. Unlike clouds or stars, it appears constant, a steady background for everything else. Because of this, the dark sky often feels protective, like a soft blanket around the lights. Even when stars disappear behind clouds, the darkness remains, uninterrupted, unconcerned. The dark areas of the sky are where the eyes rest longest. You may not notice this consciously, but your vision returns there again and again. This gentle return helps the body relax, muscles loosen, breathing deepens. Darkness also improves night vision over time. The longer you sit with it, the more comfortable it becomes, the less it feels like absence. At first, darkness can feel unfamiliar, but it quickly becomes neutral, then calming, then almost comforting. The night sky offers darkness without threat. No sudden movement, no hidden urgency, just stillness. This is different from enclosed darkness. The sky is open. There is space to breathe. Open darkness invites rest. Closed darkness demands alertness. The sky gives you the first, not the second. The darkness between stars also hides things gently. Faint stars remain unseen. Distant light stays subtle. Nothing insists on being noticed. Everything remains optional. This lack of demand is rare, and it is why the night sky feels so restful. You do not need to understand what lies in the darkness. You do not need to imagine it. Simply letting it exist is enough. The sky does not ask questions. It does not present problems. It offers space. As you continue listening, let your attention rest in the dark spaces, between thoughts, between stars. Nothing needs to happen there. Nothing needs to be solved. The darkness remains steady above you, wide, quiet, and patient, holding the night together while everything else drifts gently within it. As you rest beneath the darkness, it helps to remember something gentle and surprising. Much of the light above you is very old. Starlight does not arrive instantly. It travels quietly for a very long time. Some of the light reaching your eyes tonight began its journey long before modern cities existed, long before recorded history, long before anyone knew its name. A star shines, and its light leaves the surface, moving outward in all directions. It does not hurry, it simply goes. Year after year, that light crosses space, passing nothing most of the time, drifting through vast darkness. By the time it reaches Earth, the star may have changed or even faded away. Yet the light continues. This means you are often seeing the past, not memory, not imagination, actual past light. The night sky is a collection of quiet histories, each star telling a story that began far away and long ago. This does not feel heavy, it feels calm, because nothing in the sky is recent, nothing is urgent. Ancient light carries no message. It does not warn, it does not announce, it simply arrives. Your eyes receive it gently, without effort, without awareness of distance. You don't feel the years it traveled. You don't sense the space it crossed. The light appears instantly present. This disconnect between journey and arrival is part of the sky's quiet magic. Immense effort reduced to soft visibility. Some stars you see tonight are hundreds of years away in light. Some are thousands, some much more. Yet they all appear together, side by side, equal in the darkness. Time collapses in the night sky. Past events arrive simultaneously. The sky becomes a layered moment. This layering is soothing. There is no timeline to follow, no sequence to track. Your mind does not need to organize it. It can simply accept what is seen. Ancient light also explains why the sky feels patient. Nothing there is reacting to you. Nothing is responding to the present moment. Everything is already on its way, already decided long ago. This removes pressure. Nothing depends on now. The light you see tonight would have arrived whether you were watching or not. It does not need an observer. That independence is calming. The universe does not require attention. It allows it. Even the faintest stars visible to the eye represent enormous distances, light stretched thin, but still reaching you. This endurance feels gentle, not forceful, just persistent. Light does not tire. It does not pause. It does not rush. It travels at the same pace everywhere, through emptiness, through silence. When you look up, you are receiving something that has been moving longer than your lifetime, longer than many lifetimes. Yet it asks nothing in return. You do not need to acknowledge it. You do not need to understand it. Seeing it is enough. The night sky becomes a meeting place between now and long ago, a quiet overlap of moments. This perspective can soften thoughts. What feels immediate during the day loses its edge at night. Concerns shrink in the presence of ancient light, not because they disappear, but because they are placed in context. Time stretches, distance expands, urgency fades. You are not late. Nothing is catching up to you. The light above has been on its way for ages. It will continue after this moment passes. As you continue listening, the stars remain overhead, sending light that began long ago, arriving softly now, and asking nothing more than to be seen as you drift toward rest. As the ancient light continues to arrive, another quiet idea settles in naturally. The night sky looks familiar no matter where you are. Different places on Earth see different stars, yet the feeling of the night sky remains the same. Wide, calm, unchanging. Someone standing on a beach, someone in a forest, someone in a city street, all look up into darkness that feels shared. The sky becomes a common ceiling, a gentle connection between distant places. No borders, no divisions. Even though the stars shift with latitude, the experience of looking up does not. Darkness overhead, light scattered through it. This sameness is comforting. It reminds you that nights are shared, even when days feel separate. Long before communication traveled quickly, the night sky was a quiet link. Different lives, same stars rising and setting. Sailors trusted the sky to guide them. Travelers rested beneath it. Communities marked time by its changes, all without needing explanation. The sky did not belong to anyone. It was simply there, available to all. When you look up at night, you join a long line of observers, not connected by names or stories, but by the same simple act. The night sky never asks where you are from. It does not change its behavior. It offers the same calm presence everywhere. Even when clouds differ or stars appear brighter or dimmer, the sky's role remains the same, a quiet background for rest. This consistency is grounding. In a world that changes constantly, the sky behaves predictably. Stars rise, stars set, darkness returns. This rhythm repeats night after night, without variation sharp enough to surprise. Knowing this allows the body to relax. Nothing unexpected is coming from above. Nothing demands preparation. The night sky does not judge movement below it. Cities glow, lights flicker, yet the stars continue unchanged. Above the noise and motion, the sky keeps its distance, calm, uninvolved. This distance is reassuring. Problems remain on the ground. The sky stays neutral. When you lie down and look up, your position feels small, but not unimportant, just appropriately placed. The vastness above creates balance. You are part of something larger, but not required to manage it. The night sky does not need attention to function. It moves without supervision. It shines without effort. This independence removes responsibility. You are allowed to rest. Across oceans and continents, others are also beneath night skies. Some beginning their night, some ending it, some already asleep. The sky quietly overlaps these moments. Different lives, same darkness. This overlap creates comfort. You're not alone in the night, even if you are physically alone. The stars do not signal separation. They suggest continuity. One night blending into the next. Tomorrow night, the sky will look almost the same. Not identical, but familiar enough to recognize. This familiarity encourages letting go. There is nothing to monitor, nothing to stay alert for. The night sky does not change suddenly. It does not introduce surprises. It unfolds at a pace slower than thought. Your breathing can follow this pace. Slow, even, unforced. As you continue listening, the sky above remains the same quiet presence, shared across distance, unchanged by time, holding the night gently while you drift further into rest. As the night continues, your eyes may begin to notice a faint softness in the sky. Not a star, not a cloud, but a gentle glow that seems to stretch across the darkness. This faint band is the Milky Way. It does not appear sharp or defined. It looks more like mist, a quiet cloud of light suspended above you. The Milky Way is not separate from the stars. It is made of them. So many, so distant, that your eyes cannot separate one from another. Instead of points, you see a soft glow, light blended into light, individual details resting out of reach. This softness is calming. Nothing competes for attention. Nothing demands focus. The glow simply exists. On very dark nights, far from artificial light, the Milky Way becomes clearer, not brighter, just more present. It stretches slowly across the sky, from one horizon to the other, a quiet reminder that you are inside something vast. This glow is your galaxy seen from within, not as a shape, not as an object, but as a surrounding presence. You are not looking at it from the outside, you are resting inside it. The light surrounds rather than confronts. Because the Milky Way is so large, its motion is almost impossible to notice. It moves with the sky itself, slowly, patiently. The glow appears thicker in some places, thinner in others. This variation adds texture without sharpness. Dark patches appear within it, not empty spaces, but areas where light is gently blocked. Even this darkness feels soft. The Milky Way does not interrupt the sky. It blends into it, a background presence rather than a focal point. Many people mistake it for cloud at first, then realize it does not move the same way. It remains while clouds drift past. This stillness gives it a grounding quality, something stable within motion, something constant within change. For most of human history, the Milky Way was a familiar sight, a regular feature of the night. Not rare, not special, just always there. People gave it many names, all gentle, all reflecting its soft appearance. No one needed to understand what it was to feel its calm presence. Seeing it was enough. The Milky Way does not overwhelm the sky. It does not brighten everything. It adds depth quietly. When you look at it, your eyes do not need to jump from star to star. They can rest within the glow, letting detail blur. This blurring is soothing. The brain prefers smooth transitions at night. Sharp edges wake it, soft ones settle it. Even when the Milky Way is not visible, it is still overhead, hidden by light or cloud, unchanged. Its presence does not depend on observation. It continues quietly, whether noticed or not. Knowing this removes effort. You do not need to search for it. You do not need to find it. The galaxy holds its place without help. Billions of stars moving together so slowly they feel still. The light you see from the Milky Way has traveled immense distances, yet it arrives as a calm haze, not a sharp beam, not a flash. This gentle arrival feels appropriate. Large things announcing themselves softly. As you continue listening, the Milky Way remains stretched above you, a faint river of light, not demanding attention, not asking for understanding, simply glowing quietly as part of the night sky while your thoughts drift and your awareness softens. As the faint glow of the Milky Way settles into the background, the night sky begins to remind you of something simple. It changes with the seasons, not quickly, not dramatically, but steadily, like a slow turning page. Stars that fill the sky tonight will not be in the same place months from now. Some will drift lower. Others will rise into view. The sky quietly rearranges itself over the year. This change is so gradual that it rarely feels like change at all. It feels like familiarity returning in a slightly different form. Seasonal skies were once the most reliable calendar. No numbers, no dates, just patterns appearing and fading. Certain stars belong to winter nights. They rise into the cold air, bright and clear. They feel crisp and steady. Summer stars feel different. They appear in warmer air, often surrounded by softer haze. Their light feels gentler, more relaxed. Autumn skies feel balanced, neither crowded nor empty, a calm transition between extremes. Spring skies feel fresh, new stars returning after absence, old patterns slowly shifting away. Each season brings its own sky, yet none feel unfamiliar. The changes are subtle enough that the mind accepts them easily. You don't need to track which stars belong to which season. The body senses the difference instinctively. The sky feels slightly altered, and that is enough. Seasonal change in the sky is predictable. Nothing arrives early, nothing leaves abruptly. Everything follows its quiet schedule. This predictability is comforting. It reminds the nervous system that change does not have to be sudden to be real. The sky keeps time without urgency. It marks months without noise. It measures years without pressure. Even if you don't notice the shift night by night, the sky remembers. It keeps moving, always slowly. Some constellations disappear entirely for a while. They sink below the horizon and remain unseen for months. Then, one night, they return. This return often feels familiar, as if nothing has changed at all, as if they were only resting. The sky never scolds you for not paying attention. It does not expect recognition. It continues, whether remembered or forgotten. This quiet patience is part of its calming effect. There is no need to keep up, no need to stay aware. Seasonal motion also affects the length of night. Longer darkness in some months, shorter in others. The sky adjusts gently. Long nights feel expansive. Time stretches, thoughts slow naturally. Short nights feel light and soft. Darkness arrives briefly, then recedes without effort. Both rhythms are natural. Neither demands preference. The sky accommodates both. Because these changes repeat every year, the body recognizes them even without conscious thought. Sleep patterns shift subtly. Energy rises and falls. The night sky works quietly with these rhythms, never forcing, never interrupting. It does not signal transitions loudly. It simply alters its position and allows life below to respond naturally. This gentle cooperation between sky and earth creates a sense of order without rules, structure without rigidity. As you continue listening, the sky above keeps following its seasonal path. Stars drifting in and out of view, darkness lengthening or shortening, all without haste, all without demand. And while the seasons turn far above you, you are free to rest beneath them, letting the night hold you steady as everything continues at its own unhurried pace. As the seasons quietly shift overhead, another gentle change often goes unnoticed. The way sound feels beneath the night sky. At night, sounds seem to travel farther, not because they are louder, but because there is less competing noise. The world below becomes quieter, and every sound gains space. Under stars, even small sounds feel larger. Footsteps, wind and leaves, distant movement, all framed by silence. This silence is not empty. It is a background that allows sound to exist gently. Nothing overlaps. Nothing interrupts. The night sky seems to hold sound still, as if the darkness absorbs sharp edges, as if the air itself becomes softer. Crickets, insects, and distant animals create a slow, steady rhythm, repetitive, predictable, never urgent. These sounds often blend with the sky itself. You don't look for their source. You simply accept them as part of the night. The absence of bright light also changes hearing. When the eyes receive less information, the ears become more aware, but not alert, just present. This presence does not demand action. It allows listening without response. Sound exists, then fades back into quiet. Wind behaves differently at night. It moves more smoothly, less turbulence, longer pauses between movement. When it does move, it often feels like a slow breath, in, out, matching the rhythm of rest. The night sky gives these sounds space to linger. They do not bounce sharply, they drift. This drifting quality encourages calm. The nervous system recognizes predictable patterns and releases tension. Under stars, silence becomes noticeable between sounds. These gaps are as important as the sounds themselves. They allow the mind to pause. In these pauses, thoughts naturally slow, attention softens. Awareness becomes wide instead of focused. The sky above contributes to this effect. Its vastness suggests openness. Nothing feels enclosed. Nothing presses inward. Because the night sky feels open, sounds feel less threatening. They have room to exist without urgency. Even distant noises lose their sharpness. They become part of the background, blended into the night. This blending helps the body feel safe. Safe enough to rest. Safe enough to let go. The night sky does not amplify sound. It contextualizes it, placing it within something larger and calmer. This is why nights often feel peaceful, even when small sounds are present. The sky frames everything gently. When silence returns, it does not feel sudden. It settles naturally, like a pause between breaths. The darkness above holds that silence steady. It does not rush it away. It allows it to stretch. As you listen now, you may notice moments of quiet between words, between thoughts. These moments are part of the rhythm. They do not need to be filled. The night sky teaches this without instruction. It shows that stillness is not absence. It is space. As sounds drift in and out beneath the stars, nothing requires attention. Nothing demands reaction. The sky remains unchanged, a quiet presence above all movement. And as you continue listening, sound and silence coexist gently, resting beneath the wide night sky, moving slowly, fading naturally, allowing your awareness to soften as everything settles into calm. As sound and silence settle together, another quiet feeling often appears. The sense that night feels deeper than day. This depth is not physical, it is perceptual. Darkness removes boundaries, and the mind fills the space with openness. During the day, the sky feels like a backdrop. Buildings, trees, and roads compete for attention. At night, many of those details fade away. The sky becomes dominant again. With fewer visual anchors, distance becomes harder to judge. The horizon dissolves. The world feels wider. This widening encourages mental release. The brain stops measuring, stops comparing, stops evaluating. The night sky feels deeper because it hides its edges. There is no clear beginning or end, just continuation. This lack of boundary is calming. Sharp limits create tension. Soft ones allow rest. At night, the sky does not tell you how far to look. It offers no stopping point. Your gaze can drift indefinitely. This drifting gaze mirrors drifting thought. Ideas loosen, concerns soften, attention becomes gentle. The night sky also slows perception of time. Minutes stretch, moments feel longer. Urgency fades naturally. Without strong visual cues, the brain loses its usual markers. Time becomes less defined, more fluid. This fluid time is restful. There is no pressure to keep track, no need to anticipate. The darkness above absorbs contrast. Bright things dim, sharp lines soften. Everything feels quieter. This quiet is not forced. It is invited. The sky creates the conditions, and the body responds. When people describe night as peaceful, they are often responding to this depth, the feeling of space without demand. Nothing in the sky rushes toward you, nothing approaches. Everything remains distant and calm. This distance feels safe. Threats feel far away. Concerns shrink against the scale. The night sky does not crowd you, it recedes, giving room for breath. Breathing often slows without intention. Inhale, exhale, each cycle matching the stillness above. The depth of night also encourages reflection, but not intense thought, just gentle awareness. Thoughts can come and go without needing resolution, like clouds drifting past stars. The sky does not hold on to them, it lets them pass. This passing is key to rest. Nothing sticks. Nothing lingers too long. Even worries feel lighter at night. They lose their sharp outlines. They blend into the background. The night sky does not solve problems. It makes them less urgent. This reduction in urgency is one of its quiet gifts. As the darkness deepens, your awareness can widen instead of narrow. There is nothing to focus on intensely, only space to exist within. The sky remains unchanged as you change. Your thoughts slow. Your body relaxes. The sky simply stays. This steadiness is reassuring, something constant while everything else softens. As you continue listening, let the depth of the night sky remain overhead, wide and unbounded, quiet and patient, holding space without pressure as your thoughts drift more slowly and your body settles further into rest. As the night continues without asking for attention, the sky above you keeps doing what it has always done, not reacting, not responding, simply continuing. There is comfort in knowing this, that nothing in the sky depends on being watched, that the stars do not brighten when noticed and do not dim when forgotten. They shine the same either way. The night sky does not wait for you, and it does not leave you behind. It moves at its own pace, a pace slow enough to feel like stillness. Even now, as you rest, stars are rising somewhere. Stars are setting somewhere else. This happens quietly, without signal. No announcements are made. No moments are marked. The sky simply shifts position 1 degree at a time. If you were to fall asleep beneath it, nothing would change. The sky would not pause. It would not miss your attention. This independence is deeply calming. It means you are not required, not needed to maintain anything, free to rest completely. The night sky has no awareness of observation. It does not record who looked up. It does not remember who didn't. It does not reward curiosity or punish distraction. It exists regardless. This removes responsibility. You're allowed to let go. While you sleep, the earth continues turning. Mountains move imperceptibly through space. Oceans drift beneath the stars. Everything carries on, with or without conscious awareness. The sky does not rush through the night. It does not hurry toward morning. It remains patient, letting darkness unfold fully. Stars do not tire as hours pass. They do not grow weaker. Their light continues arriving at the same steady pace. Even the faintest star you can see is not struggling to be visible. It is simply distant. Its light arrives thin but persistent. Distance does not weaken intention. There is no intention at all, only continuation. The sky offers no task to complete, no detail you must notice, no meaning you must extract. You are free to stop paying attention entirely. Above you, patterns dissolve when no one looks for them. Constellations lose their lines. Stories loosen and drift away. What remains is light and dark, no structure required. This simplicity is restful. The mind does not need to interpret. The eyes do not need to focus. Even darkness feels gentle when it stretches this wide. The night sky is not empty when unwatched. It is full of motion, too slow to notice, full of light already on its way, full of time unfolding naturally. Nothing pauses for sleep, and sleep does not interrupt anything. This coexistence is peaceful. While you rest, the moon may climb higher or sink below the horizon. Clouds may gather or dissolve completely. None of this requires acknowledgement. The sky never checks to see if anyone is watching. This lack of expectation allows the body to release tension. No vigilance is needed. No awareness must be maintained. You can drift. Even if your thoughts wander away from the sky, it remains above you, steady, unchanged. The stars do not fade when ignored. They continue shining with the same quiet persistence. Light keeps traveling, air keeps moving, time keeps passing, all without effort. There is something deeply reassuring about this constant continuation. It means rest does not cause loss. Sleep does not interrupt the universe. Everything is safe to leave unattended. The night sky does not demand closure. It does not signal endings. It simply continues into the next moment. When your eyes close, the sky does not disappear. It remains exactly where it is. Darkness does not require watching to exist. Stars do not require witnesses to shine. The earth does not need awareness to turn. This is the ultimate permission to rest. Your thoughts can slow without fear of missing anything. Nothing important depends on alertness. The sky is not performing. It is not presenting. It is not waiting for recognition. It simply is. As hours pass, the arrangement of stars shifts slightly, a change so small it could go unnoticed for lifetimes. This slowness is not inefficiency, it is stability. Things that move slowly do not surprise. They reassure. The night sky is one of the slowest experiences you can have. It teaches patience without instruction. It demonstrates continuity without explanation. While you rest, entire cities pass beneath the stars. Lights flicker on and off. Lives move through their own rhythms. Above them all, the sky remains distant and calm. It does not interfere. It does not observe. It does not judge. This neutrality is comforting. The sky does not care how long you stay awake or how quickly you fall asleep. It does not measure productivity. It does not track progress. It offers no expectations at all. You can release effort completely. Even your awareness of the sky can fade now. It does not need to be held in mind. The sky will still be there when thought dissolves. When sleep arrives, it will not disturb anything above you, and nothing above you will disturb your sleep. This mutual independence creates peace. The night sky continues its quiet work, holding space, moving slowly, shining steadily, no matter what you do. As your breathing deepens, the sky does not respond. It does not mirror. It does not adjust. This steadiness allows you to sink into rest without resistance. You are not synchronized with the sky, and you do not need to be. It carries on whether you are awake or asleep, whether you are aware or drifting. This means you can let go completely. There is no final image to hold, no last star to observe, no moment to remember. The sky does not mark endings. It flows continuously from one moment to the next. You can release attention now. Let thoughts soften. Let awareness loosen. Above you, the night sky continues quietly, stars rising and setting, light traveling through vast distance, darkness holding everything gently. And as it does, you are free to rest beneath it, without watching, without waiting, without needing to notice, because the sky will keep going, slow, steady, and patient, long after this moment fades, long after sleep arrives, exactly as it always has. As attention softens, the night sky does not change its behavior. It does not react to awareness fading. It does not adjust when thoughts grow distant. The stars remain where they are, whether they are noticed or not. There is something deeply calming about this. Nothing in the sky depends on effort. Nothing requires observation to continue existing. When your mind stops reaching upward, the sky remains upward, unchanged, unconcerned. Even now, as thoughts become slower, light continues to arrive from far away. Photons complete journeys that began long before this moment. They do not check whether you're watching. They do not pause if your eyes close. They arrive regardless. The night sky is not interactive. It is not responsive. It does not mirror emotion or thought. It exists independently. And that independence is restful. When attention fades, the mind no longer tries to organize the sky. Constellations dissolve, patterns loosen, stars return to being simple points of light. Darkness returns to being space. This simplicity invites deeper rest. There is nothing left to interpret, nothing left to track. The sky becomes background again, wide, still, neutral. Neutrality allows the body to release control. No vigilance is required. No awareness must be maintained. Breathing slows without instruction. Muscles soften without effort. The mind stops scanning. Above it all, the sky continues exactly as before. Stars rise, stars set. Darkness stretches. These processes are not dramatic. They are steady, reliable. Reliability is calming. Predictability so slow it feels like permanence. The night sky does not rush toward morning. It allows darkness to exist fully, to settle, to deepen. Nothing in the sky resists sleep. Nothing encourages wakefulness. It simply continues. As awareness thins, the sky remains whole, complete without witnesses. This knowledge allows you to drift without fear of missing anything. Nothing important happens suddenly above you. Nothing requires reaction. The sky is not a signal. It is a constant. You can let attention dissolve completely. Above you, the night sky continues, wide and patient, holding space quietly while thought softens and rest deepens. The night sky does not remember. It does not store moments. It does not replay nights. Each moment passes without record. Stars do not recall previous positions. They do not compare now to before. They simply move. This absence of memory is peaceful. Nothing accumulates. Nothing builds pressure. The sky does not carry history emotionally. It carries motion only. Light arrives, then passes. Darkness holds, then releases. No imprint remains. While humans remember nights, the sky does not. This creates a one-sided relationship. You may remember looking up. The sky never remembers being seen. This imbalance is freeing. It means nothing is expected in return. You're allowed to forget the sky entirely. It will not notice. While you sleep, the sky continues moving without record. No moment is marked. No event is archived. This makes each night equal. No night is more important than another. There is no special moment to hold on to. No need to stay awake. The sky does not have favorites. It does not preserve experiences. Everything passes evenly. Stars do not age in memory. They age only in time. And time moves slowly here. So slowly it feels suspended. This suspension allows the mind to relax. Nothing is being stored. Nothing is being lost. You do not need to remember this night. You do not need to carry it forward. The sky will not carry it either. When sleep arrives, it does not interrupt anything meaningful. The universe does not register your absence. It continues without acknowledgement. This makes rest safe. Even forgetting is allowed. Above you, the sky drifts without memory, without record, without awareness, moving gently through time while your thoughts dissolve and sleep deepens. There are hours of the night that no one watches, no eyes lifted, no thoughts directed upward. During these hours, the sky behaves exactly the same. Stars continue rising, stars continue setting. Darkness continues expanding and contracting. Nothing pauses because no one is looking. This means the sky is most itself when unnoticed. There is something comforting in that. The world does not require participation. While you sleep, the sky continues through these unnoticed hours, slowly, quietly. No moment is highlighted, no transition is emphasized. The deepest night often passes unseen. The sky reaches its quietest state without witnesses. And this is not loss, it is completeness. The sky does not need observers to be whole. Knowing this allows you to release awareness without concern. Sleep does not create absence. It creates alignment. Your rest aligns with the sky's independence. As you drift, the sky passes through phases you never see, subtle shifts, minute movements, all without importance. Nothing requires memory, nothing requires acknowledgement. The universe continues functioning perfectly without attention. This is permission. You do not need to stay aware. You do not need to remain conscious. Everything will continue safely. Above you, hours pass without notice. Stars tracing paths unseen. Darkness deepening and lifting. All happening quietly while you rest completely. Long after sleep arrives, the sky remains unchanged. It does not dim because you are dreaming. It does not brighten when you stir. It continues through the night with the same calm persistence. The earth turns beneath it. Distances shift. Angles change. But the sky itself remains distant and steady. Dreams do not affect it. Thoughts do not alter it. Sleep does not interrupt the universe. This is the deepest comfort of all. You can disappear into rest without leaving anything unfinished. Nothing above you depends on wakefulness. Stars continue shining. Darkness continues holding space. Even when morning approaches, the sky does not rush. It transitions slowly. Light returns gradually. Stars fade softly. No abrupt change, no shock. Night releases itself gently. But even then, the sky remains. Only its appearance shifts. The same sky continues into day, unnoticed again. This continuity means there is no end, only change. And change here is slow enough to feel like rest. As you sink deeper into sleep, the sky remains overhead, unchanged, independent, patient, continuing quietly long after awareness fades, long after thoughts dissolve, long after rest becomes complete. You do not need to return. You do not need to check. The sky will still be there,